Hey, you guys. Welcome to the Pretty Spiritual channel. Like I told you guys before, this is not just a tarot channel, okay? Um, this channel is literally a spiritual channel, and it has videos that are spiritual related, but it's stuff that's also meant to kind of be helpful to you guys. So it's also a life coaching channel. Okay, so today's topic is avoid karmic slash twin flame readings. And the reason why I say this is you guys, okay, if you've watched my channel before, and please do check out all the videos that are on my channel. I have tons of them. I have pick a card readings, pick a card tarot readings with timestamps on them. I have collective readings, all sign readings. I have even some zodiac sign readings, and then I have spiritual intuitive messages. Okay, and then I have what I call life coaching videos. Okay, videos that are just literally meant to help you. Okay, I'm not perfect. No one is, but I do know, you guys, that um, those readings are destructive. And the reason why I say this, and y'all not gonna want to hear this, some of you may click off really fast. By the way, I can be a little long-winded, so click on the top right-hand corner screen, click on the three dots, then click on the speed settings, and then either put on 1.5x or 2x so you can watch this in half the amount of time. Now, getting back to the message, those readings are destructive. And the reason why I say they're destructive is they cause people to focus on the wrong thing in their spiritual journey when it comes to their love life. Now, they're not necessarily destructive from every single channel or every single tarot reader that does those readings. So I don't want to necessarily say they're all bad. They're not. I have come across some that they actually are very divine. They come from a very high vibrational energy because of whoever the tarot reader is, whoever their spiritual guides are, and whoever the audience is. Okay. A lot of you do not know if that tarot reader or that psychic or whoever they are doing this reading has good energy or if they have bad energy. You have some tarot and psychics out here, they're even unaware of their own energy. Okay. And they're also unaware of their energy bleeding into the readings. Now, you have some of these tarot readers and whatnot, they know their energy is bleeding into readings because some of them do the readings with intent to find out information for themselves. They're not just doing these readings just for you guys. Some of them are doing these readings with the intent to also find out what's going on in their own twin flame journey or whatever. And it's not that I don't believe that a twin flame exists or karmics exist and stuff like that, but the other reason I'm going to get into why you probably should avoid most of these readings, if not all of them, is the fact that a lot of the tarot readers, besides their energy being negative, their audience, you don't know who their audience is. And you need to find out if you really actually fit in their audience. Because you have some tarot readers and psychics, they have an audience with really low vibrational or bad energy. And I don't even want to say bad energy, but I'm saying that because some of you may not know the difference between low vibrational energy and high vibrational. High vibrational energy is considered to be more on the positive end. It's energy that elevates you. It works for you. It works with you. It benefits you, and it brings out the best in you and others. Low vibrational energy is considered bad energy, even though we're not supposed to label energy. But low vibrational energy drags people down, and it brings out the worst in people. It can bring out the worst in you, and it can bring out the worst in others, and it creates negative situations. It literally works against you, not for you. Okay, it can even cause blockages and hindrances. You don't want like low vibrational energy, and you don't want to associate with people who do have it. And even if they do, pray for them, and maybe try to make them aware, so maybe they could do some meditation or do some energy clearing. That's if they are spiritually mature or spiritually enlightened, or they're open-minded to it. But you guys, there are some channels I have been to where tarot readers their audience is so negative in terms of, or so low vibrational in terms of the energy they have, that they're picking up on really crazy low vibrational negative situations that you may not understand. It doesn't resonate for you, and some of you may be watching them and thinking, oh my god, I can't believe this is going to happen, or oh my god, really, is this really what's going on? And you could be thinking something is being revealed to you that you were unaware of, but it wasn't. They're just reading for somebody else's situation. You guys have to be careful. All readings are not going to apply to you, even if it's for the general collective or the divine feminine, divine masculine, whatever. It's not always going to apply to you. So if you are watching these readings, if it doesn't make sense for your situation, even half of it or a third of it, dump the reading. Go elsewhere, find another reading. But um people go to these readings and they mistake the energy for their own, or they try really hard to make the energy fit their actual life. Some people, they think, oh well, it's not resonating now, so it may resonate later. Sometimes you have to be careful what you're hearing. If you're listening to a reading and it's really negative, even if it was never going to originally be your energy, you're literally taking on that energy and it will become your energy, because you're literally training your whatever your ears is hearing, you're training your subconscious. And your subconscious will say, oh, well, this wasn't originally how things were going to play out, but you know what? I'm hearing a whole different direction, or I'm getting a whole different message. I'm getting different instruction. You know what? Let me play out this negative scenario. And I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. I've had that experience before. Thinking I'm going to listen to, because there's some channels, the readings are so off the chart that it's literally like watching or listening to an audio soap opera. And I used to find these things funny and entertaining and saying, dang, that's some crazy stuff going on in somebody else's life. I'm glad it ain't going on mine. But I found it entertaining because some of these readers, they were just off the charts with whatever readings they were coming out with or whatever energy they were picking up. And even though I knew it didn't resonate for me, it ended up happening. And I started picking up the pattern like, oh, wow, I need to be careful to what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, and what kind of energy is. Because I'm retraining my subconscious to follow whatever that new directive is from hearing it. Okay. Especially for those of you, if you think it's a prediction, something that's coming up that hasn't happened yet. Okay. Now, here's another reason, you guys, you do not want to really get too caught up in these readings. Um, you guys, the one thing I'm tired of is the mislabeling of karmics. A lot of tarot readers are so misguided as to what a karmic is. They literally think the karmic is their arch enemy, your nemesis, your you know, whoever it is that's going to be, a pain in the butt, a thorn in the side. They literally have you thinking these are people who are out to get you, and that they play a negative role always in your life. What people don't understand is anyone could play a negative role in your life. Any type of soulmate, okay? Any type of spiritual person, any form, anybody. They don't have to be a karmic. Your divine feminine or your divine masculine can play a negative role in your life. This is what you guys are misunderstanding. A karmic soulmate is someone who is there to teach you a lesson, and you're there to teach them a lesson through your actual experiences in this lifetime. Okay? And it may not last. It's likely to be a temporary situation. For some, it may be long term, whereas for some, it's short term. But if it's long term, sometimes it's an on and off connection. Sometimes it's a constant connection. However, it's not typically meant to last. It's usually meant to be temporary. It's not meant to be permanent. Okay. And The thing about it is, a karmic could be anybody, literally anybody. They could be your spouse, they could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they could be your best friend, they could be your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your cousins, um, your neighbor, um, your crush. They could be literally anybody. A coworker, a boss, anybody, literally. And the thing about it is, they're not necessarily your enemy. Sometimes you're going to come across a karmic that is, but it's not usually always the case. The problem is, however, though, a lot of people want to blame all their issues on a karmic. No, it's a possibility that you're missing the lesson you're being taught. And what you're misunderstanding is, let's say there is a karmic, which is what a lot of people want to, at least a lot of tarot readers and their audience want to label as a third party in your divine twin flame connection between you and your divine feminine or your divine masculine counterpart. Um, let's say that's really existing, right? Um, the thing about it is, if you truly believe that you are meant to be with your twin flame and that this is a divine connection and that divine timing is everything, then what are you worried about a supposed karmic for? If they are there in the picture, they are there to play a certain role. That means it was meant to play out. That means there is something that is going to happen or supposed to happen that will either strengthen your connection or test your connection. Okay. And something else you guys don't understand is, just because somebody's your twin flame doesn't mean you end up with them in this lifetime. It doesn't even mean you end up with them anytime soon either. It also doesn't mean you have to accept that connection. Doesn't mean you have to accept it. Now, it's my belief that you have more than one of those type of connections: divine feminine, divine masculine, twin flame, whatever. You have numerous soulmates in this world, not just one. But you don't have to accept it. You just don't. So if you find that there's someone who's coming between you and is causing a lot of hassle for you, you can just easily just literally speak to your higher spiritual self and say, you know what? I'm canceling this contract. I no longer want to deal with this situation. It's too much of a hassle. I'm ready to move on. And ask the divine creator to bring in another soulmate for you, one that will work for your highest good, one that will bring you higher vibrational energy. Okay. Um, However, if it is in the divine creator's will and your destiny that there's a certain type of lesson that you're supposed to learn in your personal relationships with other people, no matter what kind of personal relationship it is, then you will repeat that lesson, just either through a different person or a different situation. You cannot run from your spiritual lessons. You are supposed to take the challenge in most cases. You don't have to, but you're supposed to take the challenge and do your best with it, operating from a high vibrational mind and a high vibrational sound spirit, making high vibrational choices, meaning doing the right thing and being positive as much as you can, though it's hard to do because we're human, right? So it's not your job to be sitting there worried about somebody else causing you issues or problems. It's only your job to focus on your energy, your goals, and to pray protection over yourself, pray protection over whatever it is that the divine creator intends for you to have, because whatever the divine creator intends for you to have, no one can take, no one can steal, no one can interfere with. Okay? Especially if you're praying protection around your blessings. You know, can't nobody steal your blessings. You have people who will try. And even if it seems like they do, was it really your blessing, or was it really a blessing in disguise that someone was removed out of your life? And unfortunately, it happened in a hurtful situation or unpleasant situation or something that was disappointing. But there is always a blessing waiting for you even in a situation where you feel like something was a letdown or a disappointment or hurtful. Okay. Like I said, there's numerous soulmates. Okay. But they're all going to come with different lessons. Some of them, they're just going to repeat the same lesson for you, depending on what it is, because you have to take your lessons and you have to pass the test, whatever that spiritual test is. Okay. Because we are here to grow. We're not just here to experience pleasure and pain or happiness or anger or whatever. In this physical world, and that's it. No, we're also supposed to grow spiritually and grow personally as people. And if you're not doing that, if you're not learning anything for your situation and it's not making you become a better person, then you are missing the whole point. And therefore you're just watching these readings to you're watching them from a very vain, shallow perspective. Therefore, it's why you keep repeating the same cycles of negative energy of, oh, this karmic, how dare they? They're here to steal my man, or they're here to steal my woman, or they're here to take my blessings, and they're here causing me issues and causing him issues and trying to tempt people away from other people. Like that's not the right way to look at these readings. And I'm so tired of seeing all these low vibrational, unevolved tarot readers slash psychics on YouTube doing these irresponsible readings because they think this is somehow helping you, and it's not. They're not even like, if they're going to do these readings, they should do them from a perspective of how to help you raise your vibration and learn the lesson spiritually. Not focus on all the little dumb aesthetic things or the little silly vain things like someone wanting someone or somebody wanting this or wanting that. Like, that's the wrong thing. There's spiritual growth, there's intellectual growth also you're supposed to gain out of this. Okay, otherwise you will repeat the cycle. I watched one tarot reader. They literally was cursing, stereotyping, saying all kinds of crazy stuff about the karmic and in the reading. And I actually went into their live chat just by, sometimes every now and then I'm a little bored and I'm curious to see what's out there, and I'll just browse. And though the tarot reader, I generally like her because her energy, I can tell she's coming from a well-meaning place. Her intentions are well, but her energy low, very low vibrational, very much. The whole reading was confusing, and to be honest with you, there's some other readers I've watched their divine feminine, divine masculine, twin flame readings, because sometimes they get suggested to me on YouTube, and I'll watch them just out of curiosity because, like I said, some of them, um, they're very entertaining. They're very entertaining, and when I'm working, I kind of like to listen to something that kind of helps pass the time, and it's literally like a soap opera for me. But I'm starting to have to just stop watching this stuff because it's just so aggravating and so annoying. There are a few that they're very um, high vibrational, and therefore they are um, fine to listen to, entertainment or not. But you guys, if anybody is on there talking about, and I'm sorry, I understand some of you will have baby mama, baby daddy situations and this and that and other. I understand that some of you will have some crazy situations, but I encourage you, please stay away from ratchet readings. You know if a reading is ratchet or not. Stay away from it. If it's ratchet, 9 times out of 10, either the tarot reader or psychic is ratchet and they have low vibrational energy, or somebody in their audience does, probably plenty. I'm from, an urban community. I grew up and was raised in one. So I'm not snooty, I'm not bougie, but I'm definitely not for entertaining ratchet energy, ratchet situations or scenarios, and especially not a ratchet tarot reading, no matter what kind it is. Because I'm telling you, whatever you listen to, whatever you entertain, it's what you become. It's what you're programming your subconscious, your higher spiritual self to go do or to play out. You don't want that, you guys. Um, and like I said, these tarot readers, they don't know any better, some of them, what they're talking about when it comes to a divine feminine, a divine masculine, and a karmic. They don't really understand the roles they truly play, or um, how to even do the readings properly. They're just out here, you guys, and this is something else. If you see, there's nothing wrong with a tarot reader or psychic or whoever creating their own cards. I got some of my own that I've created. However, be careful that they're not using entirely or mostly or majorly their own handmade cards with written messages on them on index cards or plain cards. That's a problem, you guys. That's something else I'm seeing too much of. That's not authentic. You guys literally, why do you watch it? You could do this yourself. You literally could just go get some cards, write messages on themselves, and do your own reading. You don't need or have to, you shouldn't even entertain watching. That's ratchet to me. I'm sorry, that's ratchet, is cheating. If they're not at any point using some tarot or oracle cards in which they have to literally go by the traditional meanings or go by the assigned meanings that they have assigned to those cards, or they have to go intuitively with those cards, then you need to not watch them. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with blending it up a little bit, okay, and using a deck or two, to throw a few cards out there to kind of help gather a little extra insight and information that they may not gather from an actual tarot deck or an oracle deck. But if I'm telling you guys, if you're seeing mostly handwritten cards that somebody has created, run. That's not a real tarot reader. That's not a real psychic. I went into a room one time, and you guys, I don't go in there under pretty spiritual channel. I go in there under my regular tarot alias that you're not gonna know who I am. But I go in there, one channel I went into, it was a live, and I asked her because all I saw was handwritten cards on the table. I said, um, "You got any tarot cards to include in this reading?" And she had an attitude. Ooh, she instantly had an attitude. She said, "Oh, you want to MFing tarot cards, huh?" Like she was offended. She was offended because she know I was asking if she could. She knew I was testing her on if she really was an authentic reader and if she had anything authentic to really add to the reading. Okay, it's not a tarot reading if a tarot card is never used. You know, I have all kinds of cards. I have oracle cards and I have different tarot decks. And then I have some of my own little cards that I created. And you guys, every reading that you watch me do, I include some kind of tarot cards in there. You know, if I'm out of town and I'm doing a personal reading for somebody or I'm doing a reading on my channel, I will use a plain deck of cards because that's still authentic. Because they kind of bounce off of each other with the minor arcana and a few of the major arcana. Okay, so look for something that's authentic, you guys. Either some playing cards or some tarot cards, including in these so-called twin flame, divine feminine, divine masculine, karmic readings. Because I'm seeing too many of these readings, you guys, even the zodiac ones, where people are literally cheating their behinds off, and they're giving people these wacky, I'm calling them trifling, okay, um off the wall Jerry Springer, and I'm that's Tyler's Tarot's favorite term, Jerry Springer um type readings, and they ratchet just out of the way, and you guys, I'm sorry, I'm not against anybody using profanity. I'm not, but I'm seeing tarot readers with cigarettes in hand, cursing every 2 seconds. Okay, so I gotta go. But cursing every 2 seconds, drinking alcohol, and I'm not against any of these things, but it's like, you know, when you're seeing something ratchet, you guys, please tune away from it because it's gonna misguide you. Look for tarot readers that have something authentic to offer you guys. Now I gotta go. Peace and love, and comment. Let me know what you think.